Today's video is going to be my Sephora recommendations video, but I am dressed up in my Halloween costume because today is Halloween. So for everybody who's going to be going out trick-or-treating tonight, stay safe. No, I'm not going to do this entire video in this Halloween costume, even though I do feel like wearing it, but we are going to get into all of my recommendations for the Sephora sale. And let me quickly switch out of this so that we could really get down into this. All right, it is time for my recommendations. So I have everything in front of me. The back of my desk is a complete disaster, so excuse that. But we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So I'm going to be telling you guys my favorite products from Sephora. If you're unaware, Sephora is doing their holiday savings event where you can get a discount if you're Rouge, VIB, Insider. All of that information is going to be down below so you could see like what tier you could be and also the percentage you're getting off. It started October 28th and the sale dates will also be listed down below. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. So everything I'm going to talk to you guys about today is stuff that I love, that I think are amazing products. Just remember that these are things that I love, but that does not mean that you need to go out and buy or purchase a lot of things from this sale. If you guys want some videos a little bit more about like maybe thinking twice before purchasing from the sale, I do have a few videos like that. I'll throw one up on the screen, and yeah, you might want to watch that as well. But let's go ahead and let's get into this. So I want to start this video off. I'm not going to have this in order. It's not going to go by primers, foundations. I'm just going to like jump into stuff in front of me. A lot of the stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about is actually in my makeup bag. So these are things that I think are phenomenal. We'll start off with primer. So this is the only primer that I like. It's from Rare Beauty. It's their Always the Optimist primer. I am not a big primer person. I actually don't even really use primer that often, but when I do, this is the only one I use. I just like the way it looks on my skin, so this is definitely the primer I would recommend. Besides primer, there's something that I like to use even more than primer, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. So if you're looking for something just to make your skin look a little bit more healthy, more youthful, this is the product to go for. I actually like using this instead of primer sometimes because I just think that it looks so amazing underneath foundation, and it's just like a go-to for me. This is an amazing product and I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it, it might be something you'd want to try during the sale. They also have the smaller version, so you don't have to commit to the bigger one, which I think is the smart way to try this product, but I love it. I love to put it underneath foundations. I have two foundations that I love, and these are not going to be any shockers to any of you guys because if you've seen my channel, you know I love the LYS foundation. This is the best foundation, I believe, on the market for the price tag. It's a clean foundation. It has amazing products and ingredients inside of it, but it's also very, very low priced at Sephora. So I do think that this is a great product, and I love the way it works. The other one that I really like, so this one's a little bit on the higher scale, but it's also a pretty decent price. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. This is going to give you more full coverage, especially if you use a brush. What I like to do with this product is I like to mix it in with a moisturizer and just dye it down a little bit because I like to wear a little bit softer foundation, but I love the way this looks. This makes my skin look so beautiful and healthy. I actually have it on today. It's the foundation I reach for the most. I actually have been wearing it more than this one, which is really a shocker because I typically love the LYS so much that it's like holy grail style, but this one has like knocked it down a little bit because I wear this one a little bit more. So I wear it in the color 6N. LYS one, I wear an MG5. Okay, so what can we talk about next? Next thing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about bronzers. Rare Beauty's bronzer. They did have a restock on this. I did see that there was some colors available. I love this bronzer. It is my favorite cream bronzer on the market. The Charlotte Tilbury one is also very good, but this one I just reach for so much more. It blends beautiful. It looks great on the skin. I wear it in the color Always Sunny. I do know that there's one a tone lighter that a lot of people like more than this one, but I like this on my like light medium skin tone. I think it just adds that warmth that I want. I love this. This is the best cream bronzer. So even before the Charlotte Tilbury one, I would say try this one because I think it's even better. When it comes to powder bronzers, I live and die for this. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin, the best bronzer on the market. I love this. You could buy it one time with this beautiful casing and then you could just keep refilling it. They sell the magnetic refill, so you could just like kind of pop it in place and you don't have to keep buying the compact. So that's actually a really great thing. It's also a great thing if you want to buy two colors and not buy the entire compact, but either way, I love this product. beautiful. I wear it in tan, so that's a little bit darker than I typically would get. I would typically get medium, but if you are light medium, I would suggest getting tan because I think it just does the most beautiful tan look to the skin, even better than medium does. So yeah, that's what I've been doing and that's what I've been loving, and I love those two products. When it comes to concealer, to be honest, my only concealer that I would recommend right now is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Beautiful Skin Concealer. Honestly, I love concealers. I need a pretty decent concealer, and the concealer before this one got knocked down really quickly because this was such a good product. I use this every single day. Love the way it makes my under eyes look. It doesn't look crepey, it doesn't look heavy, and I just think it works absolutely flawlessly. But I always do mix it with my under eye corrector, which if you guys have watched my channel, you know I always use the Bobbi Brown corrector. This is my favorite under eye corrector. If you have dark circles, then you know that sometimes concealer, like you have to put too much on in order to correct your under eye circles. This is what I go in with first. I go ahead and put this on the darkness, and then I use concealer, which makes me use less concealer and it just looks a lot better. I use the color Light to Medium Bisque. It is the best color corrector on the market for the under eyes, so I highly recommend it. I've actually been really liking this product. So this is also from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Powder. Lots of words in this one. Now this is a brightening powder. I use it for my under eyes, and it's a clear, it's a clear powder. You do see like it looks like it has a white cast, but when it goes on, it's clear. But it does do a nice little brightening effect on the under eyes. I also use it kind of on the forehead and on the nose. I typically don't use that much powder. So this kind of works for me like a substitute to powder, and I use it like a brightening and a powder, and it does the job and it looks great. And I actually really like this product, and I'm happy that she released it this year. You guys aren't going to be shocked by this. Rare Beauty's mascara is the best mascara at Sephora. I just honestly love this mascara. I can't get enough of it. I'm not going to even try another mascara for a very long time because I love this product so much. It's the best mascara. You will not be like let down if you try it. 100% you'll love it. Okay, so the best eyeliner, like for liquid liner for the top, I love this. This is from KVD. It's the Tattoo Liner. They rebranded. This is basically the same as the Eau Tattoo Liner, but it's just phenomenal. I think it's thinner. It works better. I love it. I think it's even better than the Natasha Denona one, which I used to love. And yeah, so this is a holy grail. I will never stop using that eyeliner. When it comes to like regular waterline liners, KVD's liners are amazing. Don't get the gray one. The gray one's the only one I don't like, but the black one is insane. The browns are really, really good, and I literally use this all the time. I have the black one on today, and I smudged it. Looks amazing. Natasha Denona also has amazing eyeliners. Her eyeliners, they blend beautiful. They smudge really great. So if you need eyeliner, the two brands that I would recommend are these two. I think they're absolutely stunning and great, and they work fantastic. Now for eyebrows, I mean, this is not going to change for most of the videos you guys see, but I use the Makeup by Mario Master Brow. This is the best brow pencil ever. It is an angled pencil, so I use it from this point up to here on my brow. And then for the front of my brow, I use this one, which is a thinner liner. Just go ahead and add little hairs in the front and then brush it out. So these are the two brow products that I use. And you guys have asked me before. So this one I use in 4, and this one I use in the color Classic Brunette. So those are the two colors that I use in these products. I love them. I think that they are the best, but I like to mix them because I don't feel like this one you could do the front as good. Like I think you need both of them. So I love it so much. When I want to kind of like puff up my brows a little bit, I use the Gimme Brow from Benefit. I also think this is a great product. So I use it in the color 3.75. I jump between it. Sometimes I go a little darker. Now I'm kind of a little lighter because my hair is a little lighter, but I love this product. It also adds a little bit more fullness to the brows, spikes them up a little bit, and I love it. Like, it's great. Okay, so lipsticks. I've got a few lip products that I would love to recommend to you guys. One of them is the brand new Natasha Denona lipsticks. So this is the brand new formula she released. It's kind of like a, what does she call it? It's kind of like a dewier version of her original lipsticks, but I love this one. I love the color. It's the color Natasha. So you can get it in this one if you like more of like that dewy look, or you can get it in the original formula. But I really like this color, especially when you're doing like a really dark eye look. I think it looks amazing. For the other ones, my favorite lipsticks right now, and I've talked about this before, Charlotte Tilbury. This is the color Sexy Sienna. I love this color. You mix it in with a browner lip liner and it just does the most amazing lipstick like look. It's just incredible. And then the other one that I love is Charlotte Tilbury's Nude Romance. This is the best like neutral lip color I've ever used. I love it. I use this one more like every day. This is when I want to add a little bit more of like a corally look to my lips. Makeup by Mario has this really interesting formula. It's not like my favorite formula in the world, but I don't know why every time I wear this, it just looks so good. So this is called Pinky Brown, and I just think that this is a really great liquid lip, and it has this really, like I said, it's like a souffle formula. It's very different, but for some reason, every time I use this lip color and this lip formula, it lasts really long and it looks really great, so I had to recommend it. Lip liners, I'm only going to give it to Natasha Denona. I think all her lip liners are amazing. This new one that she released called Kaya, it's a beautiful color. I use it like basically with every single lipstick lately. I just kind of like outline the lips with it, and I love her formula so much. It's like incredible. Also, her new one in Natasha is a great one as well. It's almost like my lip color. So if I want to kind of like make my lips look a little bigger, this is what I use to kind of outline the lip and just add a little bit more lip to my lip. I love this palette, so I have to highly recommend the Natasha Denona Cheek Trio. I think if you're looking for a blush palette, this is where you should go. This is beautiful. The blush color is amazing. It's a cream blush, and the two highlights are gorgeous. So if you're my skin tone, this is like an everyday blush palette for me. I literally use it every single day, and I love it. I think it's phenomenal. When it comes to, I have to tell you guys about this one. So Lawless Beauty has these amazing Forget the Filler product. I love this, okay? This is what I have on top of my lips today. It's just like a gloss, but it kind of like smooths over the lips. It doesn't do that annoying like plumping effect, but it gives you that like juicy look. I love this product. If you want anything to make your lips look glossy, this is where you gotta go. It's absolutely stunning. It works amazing. And for the holidays, they usually do like a mini set. If I could find it, I'm gonna link it down below because it's so worth it. Okay, so another product. Okay, so blushes. If you guys like Pat McGrath, I definitely would recommend her blushes, but go for the blushes that don't have the glitter in it. So definitely buy the matte ones. The matte ones are beautiful. The glittery ones, not so great. The sheeny ones are, but I really like the matte ones. The matte ones are gorgeous. Okay, so eyeshadow palettes are hard, right? Because everybody has their own opinion of what they like for their eyes, but I'm gonna tell you the ones that I would recommend. I would say if you want to go down the Pat McGrath route, Divine Rose, the original, is such a useful palette for me. I use this on a daily basis. I get a lot of looks out of it. It's a very handy palette. It still gives me like little glitteriness, you know, because you do have this beautiful glitter at the end, but it's not like a very dramatic palette. It's one of those that you can use all the time, but you still get that from Pat McGrath. So I think that this is like a go-to, and if you want to buy Pat McGrath, this is the one you should get, and it's the one I would recommend just because it's the easiest to use, and also the one I feel like I get the most use out of. So with Natasha Denona, you guys know I love Natasha. She's like my favorite eyeshadow brand like ever. I would say the Glam. The Glam to me is just phenomenal. It's what I have on my eyes today. Anytime I'm gonna do a smoky eye, this is where I go. And it's just like when you know you keep going for the same exact palette over and over and over again, you know it's a good palette. I love the Glam. If you can get the Glam at a discount, I would say it's great. If you don't get it at a discount, I still say it's great. So it's just an amazing palette. I think you guys all know I love the Mini Retro. It's one of my favorite minis from her, and if you want to go down the mini route and you want to try something different, Retro is an amazing mini. But there's also some other ones that I think are more neutral and more like everyday, and that is the Glam. I love the Glam, you guys. This is the best mini. I use this so often. If I'm going on trips, I throw this in my bag because I know I'm gonna love the looks. They're very easy to do. It gives you that dark chocolate that you could smoke out outer V's, but you could also use as eyeliner. And then I actually have been using this one quite a bit. Like I really like this one as well. So this is the mini This is the mini Biba. I actually think it's better than the big Biba, to be honest. Color story wise, it's just a really, really pretty mini, and it works really, really nice, and I like to mix it in with a lot of my other eyeshadow palettes, so I feel like I get a lot of use out of it. So for larger eyeshadow palettes, there's two other ones that I would totally recommend, and the Patrick Ta one. So this is the newer one. So the newer one, the reason I'm going to recommend the newer one is because I like the formula of this one better. I love the color story of his original one because it's more browns and it's something that I use a lot. But the formula of this one is amazing. So I really like this palette. I think it's a beautiful palette. I think it's easy to use. It's also one that a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of, and it's just very easy. But if you want the brown version is also very, very good, and I use it like a lot. But I just think this one's formula is just a tad bit better. And then finally, I would recommend to you guys, and this is something I've had for a while, but the Makeup by Mario little tiny palette, I really like this little palette. So this has been very useful for me. I mix it with a lot of my other eyeshadow palettes. I tend to buy like the newer releases, Pat McGrath and all this stuff, and sometimes they're hard to mix with other colors. You know, it's kind of like you need like those base tones, and I feel like this is the palette I always reach for. It has no metallics. It's all mattes, but it's really, 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 really amazing, and I love it like so much. But anyways, I think that is where I'm going to leave it. I mean, I could sit here and recommend more stuff to you guys that I think is great, but these are the products that I get the most use out of, that I really, really, really love, and I would highly recommend to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below, though, on products that you love and you would want to recommend to your friends here on YouTube. Leave me them down below, and also I like to read them too to see if there's anything I need to try. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.